Hello everyone, so today I want to talk about the question, are science and religion at odds? This is a question that I've seen come up in quite a few areas actually, both in studying religious type things and studying more science related stuff. I see this question come up quite often, so I wanted to address it. And honestly, my answer to that question would be yes and no, and I'm going to explain that very quickly. But before I do that, I just want to say that if you're honestly, in search for the truth and, trying to learn and, study things, I don't think you should dismiss either science or religion. I think they're both great. They're both, essentially in a way, there's different fields of knowledge and you can learn and get a lot of things through studying them. So that being said, I'm going to explain why I would say that science and religion, yes, they can be at odds, and no, they are not at odds. When we look at the general description of science and religion, they don't conflict. They fit together, and you can hold to both of these with really not any, conflict or any real trouble. Both of these, general descriptions can stand together. Only when you get to a particular area of science or a particular religious belief or practice is it possible that you could see a conflict between the two, but in general you really don't see any conflict between science or religion for that matter. So while these general descriptions work together and fit well together and even complement one another and don't seem to be in conflict, and you can hold both of these without really any trouble, when you get into particulars or specifics of either science or religion, that is where you could, and again I just say could, find some problems or some form of conflict. Let's look at two particulars, both from science and religion: evolution, specifically Darwinism, and theism in just a general sense. Now, are these two actually in conflict with one another? The short answer is no, they are not at odds with each other. And the main reason for this is because there are theists who believe in and argue for evolution. And this is just one of many examples. So really, even if you go into the specifics, more than likely you're not going to find disagreements. My point is that, in general, science and religion are not at odds with each other. And sure, if you get into specifics, you could maybe find some conflicts or some issue. But when you're in a pursuit for truth, you shouldn't disregard something, whether it's scientific or religious or wherever it comes from. You should test it like you do with anything else to see if it is true and if it holds up. So it doesn't mean that if you're a scientifically minded person that you have to give that up in order to embrace or even study a religion, and it doesn't mean that if you're a religious person you have to give up your religion in order to study or even embrace scientific ideas. All it really means is that if you are studying a science book or a religious text or whatever it may be, make sure you do so with an open mind and an honest pursuit for the truth. So don't dismiss something just because its source might be from science, and don't dismiss something just because it may sound very religious. Just test it and see if it's true, and then decide whether or not you're going to accept that truth or not. If it's false, obviously you don't have to accept it, but the important thing here is if it's true, not where it comes from. So check and make sure that it's true. Well everyone, thank you all for watching. I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye!